This is Amy Jenner. Thanks for your company with me this morning. Ed Husic and Josh Frydenberg. Your reaction now, first to you, Josh, on Jokowi. Joko Widodo confirmed as the next president of Indonesia.
Well, this is a great result for Indonesia. Joko Widodo has been a very successful governor of Jakarta. He's come into government on a platform of stamping out corruption. He's youthful. He's the seventh Indonesian president, and the country's come a long way since the time of Suharto. As far as Australia is concerned, we have a very broad-based relationship with Indonesia. On the security side, obviously, we're great partners in the fight against terrorism. On the economic side, we have over $10 billion worth of two-way trade, and it's growing, particularly as Indonesia's economy is growing very, very strongly. And also the people-to-people links. Would you believe, Kieran, that there are more than 14,000 Indonesian students studying in Australia, and Indonesia will be one of the first places where Julie Bishop's new Colombo plan will be starting. And so this is a very welcome development for Indonesia, and he will be a great partner of Australia.
Ed Husic, your thoughts on that development after 10 years? The new Indonesian president confirmed overnight.
Speaking on behalf of the federal opposition, Bill Shorten welcomed Joko Widodo's election as president. I think it's an exciting election because President Widodo, as he'll soon be confirmed, represents a new generation of leaders for Indonesia. The first to come through, not necessarily tied to a sort of political dynasty of the past or being tied to the military. He brings fresh ideas and a willingness to work with Australia. I think it is important that we recognise that our near and dear neighbour in Indonesia has someone that is looking to the future. I think on the people-to-people links, I think, and this is not if I could put it, it's not a political comment. I think it's something that confronted Labor in government, and I think it also confronts the coalition in government. I actually think there is a big job on the people-to-people links. While we do have some investment in Indonesia, something I certainly discovered being involved in the Indonesia-Australia dialogue is that we do need to find new ways to foster people-to-people links. We certainly, if you look at it, Indonesian immigration to Australia is fairly low. Obviously the student numbers are high, but we do need to find new ways of building that. And our presence on the ground in Indonesia in a business sense can always have room to move. So I think it's heartening to hear that the new Colombo plan will finally reach Indonesia. We've discussed on this program previously, I questioned the judgment in making Japan the first order priority as opposed to Indonesia. But if the case is now that Indonesia is the first, well, I think that's a good thing.
Let's finally wrap up with Joe Hockey suggesting the suggestion that he wanted the budget to be even tougher. An authorised biography saying that Joe Hockey wanted changes to the pensions made earlier, the reductions, indexation changes and the deficit levy to net more taxpayers. That among a number of revelations in this authorised biography. To you, Josh Frydenberg, is that a good look to suggest that this budget that hasn't gone down well, that Mr Hockey wanted it even tougher?
Well, I think Joe Hockey and Tony Abbott can be very pleased with the quality of this budget. They've delivered a good budget. I don't think it needs to be any tougher or less tougher. That's not really the question. The question is, does it set Australia up for the future? And there's a good amount of fiscal consolidation in this budget in terms of paying down $300 billion of Labor's debt over the next 10 years. There's good new initiatives to boost workforce participation, like the Earn or Learn strategy for under 30s, and also encouraging older Australians over the age of 50 who are out of work into work by giving incentives to employers.
He's saying it should have been tougher. That's not a great look, is it?
Well, I think the issue is what did we end up with? And we ended up with a very good budget. And sure, there's lots of discussions behind the scenes.
Ed, your thoughts on it? If Josh isn't going to go there, I think you might.
Well, it's just bizarre to hear what Joe Hockey said. I mean, economic modelling has shown if you're a family on a household income of $65,000, you'd be hit $6,000 by this budget, and Joe Hockey thinks you had it too easy. That is just out of touch. It's also out of touch that frankly, and no one's questioned Joe Hockey's judgment in being involved in a biography that demonstrates he's got differences with his industry minister, he thinks this budget should be tougher, and there's speculation about him becoming leader. I mean, has anyone seriously asked the question, what is going on in Joe Hockey's mind? If he can make those judgments on the politics, can you imagine if he was given full rein on the budget, how much Australians would hurt? I just think it's bizarre.
Josh, you're open to make any further comments if you like. We've got another 30 seconds.
There's lots of biographies authorised and not authorised on politicians from both sides of the political aisle, so I don't think there's anything wrong with this. Joe Hockey has a big job ahead of him. He's done an extremely good job to date so far as Treasurer. We think this budget is in the best interests of the country, and we'll continue to promote that between now and the next election.
Gentlemen, thank you for that as always. Ed Husick, Josh Frydenberg, have a good day. Quick break. Back in just a moment.